Well, Christmas is over, and on to New Year's. So Happy New Year, everybody. And it's going to be an interesting one, I'm sure of that. I'm going to talk about KY3 News, Springfield, Missouri. You see, according to a letter I got from a judge, a federal judge, here in Kansas City, I found out that it was at KY3's request that the judge in Stone County blocked my media. Now I don't know if I can say the judge's names on here or not. So, with that said, I'll probably just not say their names. Not intentionally, anyway. And anyways, this judge blocked my media in clear violation of the First Amendment. Now, there is a prior restraint clause in the First Amendment for free speech, but to me, does not meet the prerequisites for a prior restraint, because basically they took my free speech away, my right to free speech. And they did not want me addressing the media about anything regarding my lawsuits. I had at that time a case against College of the Ozarks, a case against Chick-fil-A, and a case against the Hilton. And I know that, my case against College of the Ozarks was that of workplace harassment, where a female, Elizabeth Gaithright, actually two females, Elizabeth Gaithright and Lacey Jasper, which I talked about in previous videos, that I don't really know other than work acquaintances. They had made false allegations against me. And as far as I know, they continue to. When I don't know where they live, don't have their phone numbers, emails, none of that. So there's no evidence to substantiate any factual grounds to their allegations against me. And, it is what it is. They went to a lot of effort to cover up something in blocking my media. And is C of O settled with an attorney? I was never paid anything. And I never gave any money to anybody. So I can say they blocked my media to defraud me out of my lawsuits and to damage my character even further. So that's still ongoing. As to my knowledge, my media is still blocked. See, and here's the thing. I can't believe anything the media says anymore, because they lied, and they continue to lie. And that includes television, newspapers, and radio. See, I never signed anything to be on television. I never signed anything for KY3 to use my name, image, or likeness on television. I was never presented with anything either, which I know people have to sign something unless it's a crime involved. Then they don't have to sign anything, I don't think. But, I should have had my right to free speech and to speak out against them. The only thing I'm guilty of is sending them friend requests. But at the time, I sent other coworkers friend requests too, not just them. So there's that. And, I don't know why they freaked out over a friend request. It's not like it's a end of the world or something, But to me, that's what it came across as. Now, they said I was staring at them. I wasn't staring at them. At Chick-fil-A, when it came to Elizabeth Gaither, there's order screens at the window where the food comes out at the top. And I was looking at that. And she was out front, and she just happened to be standing where I was looking. So there's different issues like that within this case against Chick-fil-A and College of the Ozarks. I believe Elizabeth Gaither had me harassed in Branson. And so did Lacey Jasper. And, I experienced, at College of the Ozarks, I experienced name calling. I experienced threats from students, staff, and faculty. And I experienced all sorts of harassment to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. So I contacted the state and turned them in. And they didn't do anything either. They were investigating College of the Ozarks on harassment. Workplace harassment. She had made it to where, it was following me from employer to employer to employer in Branson. And I left Chick-fil-A and went to the Welk Resort in Branson, went to work for the Welks. And it followed me there a little bit. But then I went to C of O, mainly because they offered me more money and more stability than the Welk, where I would be laid off in the winter if I worked for the Welk. And C of O, I would not be laid off in the winter. College of the Ozarks. So I went to the state, and it just got to a point where, frankly, I talked to my boss twice. I tried talking to him about this, and nothing. They didn't do much of anything. I remember one time they tried to make everybody stop. And that didn't work. So, it just got to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore. So I quit. Just quit. And that's why I left C of O. I just couldn't take the shit anymore. And that's why I started suing C of O. I really didn't know what it was and why I wanted to sue them. Well, now it's workplace harassment. And it's what it is. And see, I was not disabled at the time, so I could not use EEOC and the state. Whereas now I am disabled, and I can say because of the harassment that caused stress, which psychiatrists will say stress can cause mental illness, severe amounts of stress, and that is what caused my mental illness, and that's how I can go towards damages, you see. And you see where I'm going with this C of O and KY3? So, in KY3, let me back up. In KY3, blocking my media, they, as far as I know, they took settlement money from me. That's my case against KY3. It's fraud and false reporting about me, and portraying me in a false light to the community is what I'm saying. Paul Morehouse did. And I don't know Paul Morehouse from Adam. I tried Messenger or Facebook a couple of times and no response back, really. So, there's that. I don't know why the media turned on me like they did, but they did. If it was the Cook case, and see, they didn't want me on television. They still don't want me on television telling my side of the story. You know, that's why I resorted to here, to Instagram and YouTube. I have a YouTube channel as well. And, you know, mostly it's the same videos on YouTube that's on Instagram. I also have a Facebook page, but I don't use my Facebook page for the videos for various reasons. You know, it has cost a lot to me in loss. You know, it's one of the names I recall at C of O and Chick-fil-A, where there was also workplace harassment at the hands of Elizabeth Gaithright and Lacey Jasper. I was called a crybaby. No one bothered to ask me what I was crying about. They just assumed. In 2012, I lost my father to cancer. And I was still dealing with some grief from that. And I'm pretty much working through all that now, as I'm being a therapist and I'm doing what I have to do in my current living situation, where I live in a group home for adults with psychiatric issues and medical. And, you know, it's actually worked out pretty good for me so far. I would love to find an attorney, a real attorney, and go after them. But I don't know about the statute of limitations now on all of this. It might be different because I did not use EEOC and because I wasn't disabled at the time. Now I am. I've been found 100% disabled. So I work part-time and I have my disability. And that's okay. But it certainly looks like fraud with regards to KY3. And I'll go back to the whole crybaby thing. It was causing me stress, the whole being talked about and being made fun of and threatened and all that constantly. Well, on top of dealing with my father's grief over my father, needless to say, I shed a tear, a few tears, a lot. And, when I was at Chick-fil-A, I could hear everything when I'd go on my breaks. And she would not stop. So I know everybody in the lobby, in the dining room at Chick-fil-A in Branson, could hear everything. If I could, they could. And, I don't know. I do know this, that if a lawyer stepped in on my behalf and tried to settle with COBO, I was never paid anything. And I was never presented with a check or anything from any such lawyer. I don't even know if a lawyer was representing me. But I find it interesting that that happened that way. So, anyways, I know I kind of went all over the block, but it's a long story. And I'll be telling more and more and more on Instagram and YouTube. So, oh yes, there's a whole lot more. There's my truth, there's their truth, and there's God's truth. I know the truth, God knows the truth. I can be good with that. As far as what they say about me and all that, I really don't care. As far as lawyers and law enforcement, I'm rather disappointed with them in all of this. Because I feel as though the system failed me. And that even goes to the federal court. Oh yes, I'll get to the federal court too. So, that's enough for today. Y'all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll talk to you later. Good night.